Good evening and welcome to the second annual Parent Leadership Awards Gala. Before I get started, let's just give 16-year-old Alexis Morris a huge shout out again. For 16, her energy, her spirit is just really inspiring. So you guys can remember 10 years, 20 years, we all got to see little Miss Alexis on the stage here in New Jersey. So give her a big shout out again. I'd like to also thank Leslie McSpadden, Michael Brown's mom, for being here with us here in New Jersey. We really, really appreciate you joining us and sharing this story. So thank you. My name is Michelle Mason, and I'm the Executive Director at the New York Charitable Fund, a proud sponsor of this event. I hope and pray that the last 24 hours have been inspiring and motivating, and that you've had the opportunity to not only share your story, but to hear somebody else's story. It is my honor to introduce you all to tonight's keynote speaker. He's a political, cultural, and hip-hop activist who describes his life work as empowering the powerless. Over the past 30 years, he's dedicated his life to causes that uplift communities of color, addressing the crisis of manhood, and spearheading initiatives to end violence against women and girls across the world. His life story is a testament to what's possible despite many challenges. Born and raised in Jersey City to a single mother, it was his mother who instilled in him at an early age the value of hard work and the power of faith. Through her heartbreaking example, she showed him what a true leader looked like. And she nurtured his love for writing by taking him to the library and encouraging him to read. Currently, he's the co-founder and president of BK Nation, which is a progressive, multicultural organization focused on issues such as education, civic engagement, leadership training, to name a few. He's written 12 books. The most recent of which is The Education of Kevin Powell, which is on sale outside, so make sure you pick it up before you leave. It's right on the left hand side out here. He currently resides in the Fort Greene Clinton Hill section of Brooklyn. I've heard him sometimes refer to himself as a cat from Brooklyn, but we know he's from New Jersey, where the foundation was laid, and has deeper roots in South Carolina. Today I spent my afternoon watching a whole bunch of Kevin Powell YouTube videos. I'm just so excited that he's here with us tonight to share his story. When interviewed by Carol Jenkins on Black America, he was asked to complete the sentence. The power and strength of Black America lies in, and his response was, it lies in love and self-love. A Black man who made it out of poverty, attended Rutgers University, a proud member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, a vegan who thanks God for yoga and meditation, who listens to Kendrick Lamar while writing his second book, a favorite of Muhammad Ali and Tupac. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Powell.
Good evening. How y'all feeling out there? I was in New Jersey. I was actually here last night as well. And Newark. Anyone from Newark out there? The Bricks is in the building? All right. Last night I got to see Earth, Wind & Fire and Sheep at the Digital Center. And that was crazy. God is good. I said, God is good. And Girls Trip is good too, right? It's a funny movie. Let me say a few things. I want to thank a few people. I know let me just acknowledge first and foremost, a couple of years ago, I got a call from some folks in Missouri. I've been to all 50 states in this country. I've been very blessed in my life. I didn't go to planes until I was 24, y'all, coming out of Jersey City. But the last few years, I've been able to travel the country. And I got a call about something that happened in the St. Louis area of Ferguson. And you know the situation was what happened to Michael Brown. And I just want to acknowledge, Ms. Leslie expanded. In fact, can you just stand up and give her a round of applause, please? It's important. I love being a black man. I'm proud of who I am. But I'm so clear, I would not stand here if it wasn't for black women. Like the past. And the way she has held it down and represented. Literally when I went out to Missouri, the support was going out there. I got to the airport, I got off the plane, and I literally went right to the street where your son was killed. And, my heart, because I had just been in Florida and I was in my heart situation. And I live in New York City where stuff has happened. And so, let's not forget, as the young lady, that 16-year-old Gina, she didn't leave that, did she? She's coming back, so I'm going to say a few things. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. Y'all want me out there? We have a lot of work to do. And we cannot let down people like Mr. McFadden who are carrying this fight. We've got to stay with her and all the mothers and fathers out there, and represent the folks who are here and the folks who are not here. Y'all with me, y'all? Are y'all with me? This is important. And I just want to say to you, she was sitting on the bench across from us outside my wife and I didn't realize who she was. So she looked up and I saw her nails and said, "You're feeling like a dope." You know what I mean? But what she said, I just said, man, just thank you for who you are, what you represent. Again, thank you. I want to thank my wife for coming here. I just got married 2 months ago, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I believe in all forms of love. So let's shout out black on black love, y'all. I love all people. And we have to do. I love all people, no matter who you are. But we need black on black love, y'all. Yeah, we do. I want to thank Mr. McLeod, Mr. McLeod and Mr. Green. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you so much. I want to thank y'all for the attention, for the professionalism, for the kindness, for having me here. I appreciate y'all so much. And congratulations on another baby. Congratulations. I want to acknowledge KIPP, New Jersey, Uncommon Schools, North Star School Fund, Jersey Camp, all of those organizations, and the mountains, and farmers here. All the folks who work here, you get up for folks who serve the food, that's important. I want to acknowledge sisters uptown bookstore outside supporting my book out there. I appreciate them, Black Owned Bookstore. And where the parents at out there? Where the parents at out there? Where the parents at out there? All right. Just, God bless y'all. And I see that Alexis, is that right? 16 years old. Who's proud to be from New Jersey, y'all? I said, who's proud to be from New Jersey, y'all? I don't know about y'all, but Sarah Vaughn is from New Jersey, y'all. Whitney Houston is from New Jersey, y'all. Lauren Hills is from New Jersey, y'all. And Alexis is from New Jersey, y'all. And when she got up and sang, she did sing. When she got up and sang, I didn't say this. I worked in the music industry for a long time. I was a founding staff member of Quincy Jones's Vibe magazine. I've been in all kinds of musical settings. I've heard great singers, and and I've had terrible singers. Let's keep it 100, right? Well, when this young lady got up, and they said she was 16, I said, man, I'm hearing the spirit of our ancestors in the South, in the West Indies, in Africa, moving through her. And when she flipped it and started singing like Louis Armstrong, I said, yo, she's dancing, son. Right. And I'm looking at my wife, who's a dancer and choreographer artist. And we love jazz. Shout out to WPGO, the Brits, right, y'all? I'm saying, when we talk about, is your parents here? Is someone here with you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because that's what parent engagement looks like. You know what I'm talking about? When I was 16 years old, I was age student, mom didn't play. But you would not have got me on the stage with that level of confidence of for your other folks we call swag, right? And not only, as my wife said, she's singing incredibly, but she's speaking incredibly as well. So just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to hold y'all long, but what I want to speak about tonight is parent engagement and why it's more necessary than ever. As Ms. Mason said, thank you for the introduction. I really appreciate it. I've been blessed to write 12 books. We're working on my 13th book. We got a few weeks, and then I'm thankful. I'm real thankful. Because my mom had an 8th grade education, and my grandma could not read or write. So I did not take for granted that I write books, y'all. I do not take that for granted. But the most recent book is called The Education of Kevin Powell, A Boy's Journey to Manhood, and at least half the book is set here in New Jersey. I got to represent where I come from. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey, and I was in church in North New Jersey, and I was a rubber in Brooklyn, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to work with leaders in North New Jersey. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I used to power party in Cheetah in Madison, y'all. And it was lovely to get these stories, y'all. That's why my company called Brooklyn, Jersey, but I ain't gonna leave New Jersey out, brother, right? Stay in New Jersey for that. You know what I mean? But the book, when we talk about parent engagement, is about my life being born and raised in New Jersey. It is dedicated to my mother. I say that she's the first teacher and the first leader that I ever met. The book is as much about the parent as it is about the son. In fact, we're working right now to turn this book into something for the screen. And one of the things that I said, I'm not going to do anything for TV or film with my book if it's not about the parent as well as the son. No she ain't no me. It's real simple, right? Some background. My mama and them are from the low country of South Carolina. We are proud Geechees. Y'all know what that means, right? Geechees, that means that you like ketchup on your scrambled eggs. You know what I mean? You put some hot sauce on your rice sometimes. Y'all look out there. We can't talk about, in my humble opinion, parent engagement, and we don't know how we got here. How did we get here? Well, in the early 1900s, my great-grandfather, Benjamin Powell, he did what he was taught to do, coming out of slavery in the 1860s, get some land and get an education. Get some land and get an education. My great-grandfather owned 400 acres of land in the low country of South Carolina. Think about that for a second, in the early 1900s. And he was a chef, he was a cook, right? But some of the racist white men in the community, not all the white sisters and brothers, because we all are sisters and brothers, right, y'all? But the racist ones used to pressure my great-grandfather and say, give us the land, sell us the land. Well, guess what happened? One day, his wife got a knock on the door, and they said,
he somehow found his way into the river. They killed him. Then they then said to my great-grandmother, we'll give you 1 penny for 397 or 400 acres of land, and you have 3 acres for yourself. It was called the Powell property. Well, so when we hear about what happened to this Spanish son, Michael Brown, we need to understand this is not new. My great-grandfather was killed because of who he was. Just like how Michael Brown was killed because of who he was. How Sandra Bland was killed because of who she was. Right over here out there? Fast forward to my mama and them. Imagine it. And some of you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about parent engagement and educational opportunity and education being a way for us to be empowered, to move towards freedom, right? My mother was literally born and raised in a two-room shack, a mother, a father, 4 girls and a boy in a two-room shack. They were so poor in South Carolina that sometimes, y'all know what I'm talking about, the only food they had was some cereal poured into a bowl and they would pass it around. They were so poor that the girls had to take turns going to school because there was one dress they had to share. They were so poor that at 8 years of age, my mother had her own education interrupted for the first of many times. Because why? She had to go out into the fields and pick cotton. And guess where she went to pick cotton? It was the same area where my great-grandfather, her grandfather had owned land. They never even bothered to change the name for the Powell property. They would say, meet us at 6 a.m. at the Powell property if you want to pick cotton today. And so my mother and her sisters, none of them ever finished high school. The only one was the boy, the youngest child. Because you know, sometimes we favor the boys over the girls. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's called sexism, y'all. It's called patriarchy, y'all. Like the boys like to work out and the girls like do it. And truth is all equal here, ain't we right? My mother and 2 of her sisters decided, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. They packed their lives into suitcases. They got on Greyhound buses. Anybody ever been on a Greyhound bus? Y'all know. And they came up north to Jersey City. Well, why did they pick Jersey City? Or Newark, or Plainfield, or Patterson, or East Orange, or Camden, or Trenton, or New Brunswick, or Brooklyn, or Queens, or Harlem, because we had people there already. Y'all with me out there. And these 3 young women were so poor now up in the north, they had to share a bed in a room that they rented. This is where I come from. And so when people talk about, and I appreciate the introduction, I always appreciate the introduction, the books, the TV stuff, the music, all that stuff is irrelevant if I don't know where I came from. But y'all know me out there. It's irrelevant. My mother was basically the help for other people. She worked in factories. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all worked in factories. Some of your parents worked in factories. All work has dignity. At some point, she met my father. There's a point to this parent engagement thing because there's a way that my mother became a parent. She met my father. My mother's in her early 20s. And my mother fell in love with my father. My father fell in lust with my mother. And I was crazy. And my father, and I know, if you're a father, then make some noise, fathers. I mean, if you're a father, then make some noise, fathers. That's right. I want to salute the fathers out there. I want to salute the men who have shown up and show up on a regular basis. You know, when I heard the DJ, let's give a shout out to the DJ too, because he's going down. And they said the DJ is a 7th grade school teacher as well, all right? Well, K through 12, guess how many black or Latino male teachers I had? 0. And then my father and mother, my father and mother never married. My mother had to it was time for my mother to give birth to me. She had to call a taxi and take herself to the hospital in Jersey City. How far did I send my mother to school, y'all? 8th grade. She now forced to raise me by herself on welfare, food stamps, government cheese. Y'all remember government cheese? like our first cousin, am I right, y'all? It was the longest box in the world. It was the longest barcode, am I right? And it was good. What'd you say? Grilled cheese, ham and cheese when we ate pork. Don't act like we never ate pork, you know we had ham and cheese. And on a special occasion, that double cheese came in handy for macaroni and cheese, y'all. Am I right? Now I'm laughing about it now. But come back with me. It's not a day when your mama is making minimum wage salary, she has an A-grade education, and she's got to raise you and be the mother and father by herself. How far that's strong in school, y'all? 8th grade. But guess who's mama? When I was 3 years old, I remember it well. Our mother started pouring into me. We were talking about parent engagement here. I thought my mother was the wisest person in the world. And in many ways, she is the wisest person in the world. I didn't know how far my mother went to school, but she taught me everything she knew. How to count, how to spell. You're with me out there. You know what I mean? Tell me that I needed to know where I live. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And one thing stuck with me when I was 3 years old, when I was 4 years old. My mom, who doesn't, to this day, read books other than bits and pieces of the Bible, and the local newspaper, you want to talk about parent engagement? Part of parent engagement is having an imagination, y'all. My mama had never been on Lawrence College campus, but at 3 years old, this woman who had come up from the South with nothing, said to me over and over again, you're going to college, 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 you're going to college. So I'm saying, if my mama, like so many of my mothers are single mothers trying to make a way out of nowhere, can see things that I couldn't even see. And she can understand the importance of parent engagement. What's wrong with some of us today? Or disengaged? Y'all with me out there? My world, outside, inside, violence, poverty, hopelessness, fear. But 3 things saved my life. 1, faith, believing in something greater than yourself. Am I right? What did Dr. King say? Even if you can't see the stairs, you still got to keep moving. I would add to that, when I think about it now, fear is a prison, y'all. Fear is a prison, y'all. Fear will paralyze people. You know what I'm saying? Faith saved my life. My mother, being engaged in my life as a leader and teacher, saved my life. Mama had a vision. And I'm going to tell y'all, my mother is sick now. Every week, I come to Brooklyn, New York, where I lived for a long time. And my mother, her parents, she has a hard time walking. She's in a lot of pain. You know why she's in a lot of pain? Because she was so engaged in my life as a parent. She sacrificed her own life. She sacrificed her own health. I never knew until the last year or so, my mother started slowing down significantly. How many times she fell down in the wintertime going to work? How many meals she probably missed so that I could eat? You know, I didn't know until the last couple of years. My mother told me, she never told me when I was a little kid, in the 4th grade in Jersey City, there was a white brother who was a principal. And y'all know, anyone who's in my generation, who's born in the 60s and 70s, you know we're the first generation to go to integrated schools, right? They call it open enrollment in Jersey City. Some places He ain't no good. They actually tried to put me in special education. And my mother was so engaged in my life. She fought and fought and fought. When I think about it now, y'all, I'm saying to myself, how miraculous, what do y'all call it, black girl magic? How miraculous it is that this woman with a racial education stood up to principals and school superintendents and all kinds of folks so that her son could live. You know what I mean? She pushed for me to go to the best schools in Jersey City. We ain't had no money, so I couldn't go to private schools, I couldn't go to Catholic schools. But she was like, why should he not get a quality education? My mother pushed me so hard when I was in kindergarten, I tested on the 3rd grade level, y'all. This is my mom with the 8th grade education by herself. My mother pushed so hard that by the time I got to high school, let me take it back a step. When I got to the 5th and 6th grade, I remember my mother couldn't help me with my schoolwork anymore. We're talking about parent engagement, right? I didn't understand what was going on. My mother could add and subtract, but when I brought in multiplication and division, she said, I don't understand how to do that. She basically said, you're on your own, boy. I was 10, 11 years old. I was only going to 5th and 6th grade. I was on my own for the rest of my years. Are y'all with me out there? And at the time, I was mad at my mother, like, how she not understand this stuff? But Mama had planted those seeds. The most important thing you can do, parents, where you at out there? Where y'all at, parents? Where you at out there? There's no shame in what you know and what you don't know. There's shame if you don't ever plant seeds in your children. Y'all with me? And my mother planted seeds, and I knew that I had to keep going. So when I got to high school, what were those words that she said to me when I was 3 years old? You're going to college, you're going to college, you're going to college. And so I remember sending away for applications. This is before the internet, y'all. And I would get the stuff in the mail. I didn't know where these schools were. It would be like Pepperdine University in California. It would be Puget Sound in Washington State. I didn't know that black colleges existed because the schools that I went to, the so-called best schools in Jersey City, black history from kindergarten to the 12th grade was probably 2 paragraphs in total. I wish that I had grown up in North New Jersey where I could have seen more black images all over the place, y'all, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? In high school, because of my mother's push, when I got to my 12th grade year, I'm going to tell you what happened. I was at a high school, my second high school, me and a guidance counselor, a white brother, got into something. He didn't like how I spoke to him. He looked at my records, he realized I didn't live in the district. This is September of my senior year in high school. Guess what he did? You're out of here. He kicked me out of school in my 12th grade year. I look back on that now and I say to myself, that's called educational malpractice. I get to Henry Snyder High School, where I graduated from in Jersey City. I knew I was going to college because my mom, who had been engaged all those years, planted that seed. I'm going to say it again. And guess what, y'all? I took my applications in early for Rutgers University, for Syracuse University, for Penn State University, and Pace University. I found out what vouchers were when I had no money. We ain't had no money. I found out I could do these things and have someone pay for my application. I brought it to my guidance counselor, a white sister. She was kind. She meant well, I believe. But she left my application sitting there for over a month. Never mailed it in. Someone told me, Kid, go back to the guidance counsel office and get your applications and mail them off yourself. Parent engagement, community engagement. God rest her soul. In my 12th grade year at Scott High School, there was a woman named Mrs. Lillian Williams. You know Lillian Williams? Her husband, Franklin Williams, was the first black school superintendent in Jersey City. Both of them have deceased in the last couple of years. Mrs. Williams was my 12th grade English teacher. I was a track runner. I was a cross-country runner in high school, right? I got injured at the state meet for cross-country. I couldn't even walk. You talk about parent engagement, community engagement. Me and my mama had no car, nothing. Mrs. Williams, this black woman, my English teacher, said, you are going to take the SATs. And she actually came and drove me to take the SATs. That's how I got to college, y'all. That's how I got to college. So I say all that to say, is that y'all use the word engagement. We know as an African proverb, it takes a village. When I got to Rutgers, via the educational opportunities, when I got to shout out the OF, but we also got to shout out the civil rights movement and the elders who made programs like EOF happen in the first place. Those of the high school in the 50s and 60s, they would not have been in EOF. As we were driving here from New York for this program, it hurts my heart to read about these affirmative action cases that are making their way through the courts, where people are still in 2017 trying to take away the little victories. Brother Rice, you know what I'm talking about, the little victories that we gained in the civil rights movement. You know what out there? And when people don't understand, how many of y'all in this room consider yourself American by show of hands? Raise your hand. You were born in this country. Okay. Let me say this. We have a monster in the White House masquerading as a president. We have a monster in the White House masquerading as a president. We have a monster in the White House masquerading as a president. But we need to stop pretending like this is something new. I went to college at Rutgers University back in the 1980s. There was a monster in the White House named Ronald Reagan. And we need to understand, if we say we're born in this country and we call ourselves Americans, we're talking about parent engagement, we're talking about an educational conference, that education has always been the great equalizer. And there's a reason why so many cities and states around the country are grossly underfunded. Y'all know what I'm talking about? There's a reason why there's been these battles of affirmative action at the college level. There's a reason why some folks don't want to see all people in this country, no matter what their identity, get a quality education. Because if you get a quality education, you might start asking for real democracy and real equality. Are you looking at it? And so I'm saying to y'all, when we look at what's happening in the country right now, we need to understand that the great civil rights battlefield, the great human rights battlefield is education. You can call it charter schools, it can be traditional public schools, it can be private schools, but we got to make sure that our children, no matter what kind of school they go to, get a quality education. Are you looking out there? Are you looking out there? But I'm going to say this too, with all due respect. I'm going to say it again, because of my mama and her engagement as a parent, I was an A student K through 12, right? But when I say to y'all, it's also educational malpractice that I got to Rutgers University in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and it wasn't until I got to college, 18 years old, that I realized I knew absolutely nothing about myself as a black person in the world. To black people, if you're black, if you're Latino, if you're Jewish, if you're Italian, if you're a woman, if you're a queer sister or brother, no matter what your identity is, there's something wrong with any kind of education, no matter where it comes from, if your education does not include you in that education. They don't want it out there. I don't hear you, I don't want it out there. I'm going to give you an example. We're talking about love, we're talking about freedom. Someone said the word freedom. I love the fact that when I graduated from high school, I won a math award and I won an English award. You know what I mean? But I should not have spent my 4 years at Rutgers University trying to cram in black history that I should learn all along the way. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell y'all, the generation that's coming up now, your children out there, I think that they are the most, including Alexis, the most brilliant young people that this country has ever produced. Let me say that. Give me a chance. I drove all the way from Brooklyn. Give me a chance. And I gotta say what I got to say because I come from the state of New Jersey, and I'm gonna say this with all due respect to everyone here. We gotta be willing to have uncomfortable conversations about education. We gotta be willing to have uncomfortable conversations about leadership. We gotta be willing to have uncomfortable conversations about where we need to go. And we're not willing to have those conversations. How many of y'all, for example, just give me a show of hands, how many of y'all call yourselves Christian? Raise your hand if you call yourself a Christian. How do you call yourself a Christian if you don't even know the Bible where Jesus had uncomfortable conversations and uncomfortable conversations? Are you looking at it? So let me finish what I want to say. Let me say what I want to say for a second. With all due respect. Alexis' generation, why do I say that they're the most brilliant generation we've ever produced? Because they've exposed to things that we can't even imagine. 20 years ago, there was no social media like this. There was no internet like this. There was not non-stop stuff going at from every different angle. They also are the biggest generation that we produce is the World War II generation, y'all. Y'all with me out there? But what I'm saying to y'all, as parents who are engaged or trying to be engaged in your children's lives, if we're going to be parents or teachers, and the teachers know what I'm talking about, you have to have a working knowledge of what young people are into in 2017. One of the things that turns me on about people who are adults, who are parents, who are educators, we oftentimes focus on young people's hair, their piercings, their tattoos, whether their pants are up or down, like that has nothing to do with their ability to learn. Yesterday, when I was in Brooklyn, New York, I saw a brother with his pants sagging with a book in his hand walking down the street reading his book. But there's some of us who are so backwards around how to engage with young people, the first thing we focus on is the external stuff and never bother to have a conversation with them and listen to them. Are y'all with me out there? That's important. I work with tons of young people. I mentor tons of young people. I got a young man right now who's from New Jersey working with me. He's 20 years old. He goes to the University of Maryland. He doesn't come into my space and like, this is what it is. I ask him very simply, first and foremost, what do you want to do? What is on your mind? Because if we want to really be engaged, we got to be willing to have conversations with young people. I love my mother. I would not be here if it wasn't for my mother. I'll keep it 100 with y'all. My mom is old school to her detriment when it comes to the ability to listen to young people. Y'all didn't hear me? So if you're going to be engaged with young people, you better know who Yeezy is and Breezy and Breezy. You better be able to listen to Jay-Z's 444 and Young Thug at the same time. You better be on Facebook and social and Instagram and Snapchat and everywhere else. If they say that's the point, you need to say, well, what are you into right now? Y'all looking at it? How many of y'all listen to hip-hop, whether you're younger or older? Okay. You gotta have a working knowledge of what music is and the culture is today. Y'all with me? And what I'm saying, when we talk about engagement with younger people, with our children, what you don't want to be is the parent whose kids call people like me saying, I cannot talk to my parent at all. You don't want to be that person. Y'all with me out there? What I'm saying, with all due love and respect, you gotta listen. Even as we God. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Alexis, I'm listening to her repertoire music, and I'm saying clearly my parents or somebody older said, this is the music Jesus knows called jazz, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, our responsibility as parents, as adults, or mentors, or parent figures, is that we gotta help young people connect with God. Also, just as we teach them, there's some things they can teach us. Y'all with me? Last thing I want to say. Y'all all right out there? I work with all kinds of schools all over this country. When I was growing up, there was all these debates about public schools versus Catholic schools. How many of the Catholic schools in New Jersey? There's the big Catholic school state. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In my adult life, I've seen all these debates between traditional public schools and charter schools. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I've seen people literally come to blows. I've seen people literally come to blows. Traditional public schools and charter schools. I'm saying to y'all, if you engage in that kind of behavior as a parent or an You are participating in what we call divide and conquer. Yeah, you are. It's called divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. From my perspective, as someone who wants to have a child one day, I'm just saying, let's make sure no matter what the school is called. And I support charter schools. I would believe I did. The last speech I did was at Friendship Charter School in Washington, D.C. But we can't afford to have people outside our community come in and give us a script, language, to determine how we're going to talk about education within our community, especially when educators are living in North, or Jersey City, or Yukon, or Plainville, or Patton, or Brooklyn, New York, whatever we are. And so when I think about parent engagement, it means that we have got to be well-versed in these times, from all angles. We got to get to talk about education from all angles. Can y'all say Black excellence? I heard someone up here mention Marvel College in Chicago. I think that, and I say this with all due love and respect, if we agree that education is one of the major spaces that we've got to deal with, then parents, educators, everyone here, we got to know what's going on. We got to know what's going on. Are you with me out there? We got to know what's going on. And if my mama was an neighbor education, could be well versed in the system in Jersey City when I was coming up, there's no excuse for us in 2017. There's no excuse for us in 2017. I don't know about y'all, but I'm banking on our children. I'm banking on our young people. And if we say that we love our young people, then we've got to be on the front lines, whether we have children or not, for the rest of our lives in our education. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I'm closing with this. Alexis, and this is what we need to say to all of our young people, wherever we are, we're speaking about engagement. What I always say, they are geniuses, 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 y'all. Yeah, they are. And when I say to my wife, Alexis, I'm like, she's trying to get scholarships, but you